Well, it's kind of a stormy mess out here on the Hidden D today, so we're gonna make our way back into the East Wing. Talk about messages of faith one more time. Join me. Well, welcome to the East Wing of the Hidden D Manor. Here we're safe and at least dry from the rain that's going on outside. And this is the works of faith. Some of my final thoughts here on this series of Ragamuffin Messages of Faith. We've talked about the foundation of faith and where yours is placed, where mine is placed. What's your faith built on, I suppose? Is it a belief in an action? Is it this is my faith? We've talked about the courage that can come from having faith and knowing where your faith comes from and knowing how it can affect your life and other lives. What things God can do for you if you're obedient in your faith. And then we talked about how your faith can look. You know, how does it look when you're a person of faith? When you're a Christian? How does that look? And does it matter? Does it matter to other people? There's a famous line about, praise and worship on Sunday does not relieve you from the responsibility of faith on Monday. Right? I think the faith on Monday part is even more important. Yeah, we need to worship God. And we need to find our place in church or in worship. But unless we live the other 5-6 days a week in faith, what do we really have, right? We're not showing much for it. But it starts with faith. There's a great story of Francis of Assisi, and he had a ministry a long time ago, and he decided one day to take one of his students on an outing with him to a nearby village. And the student thought, yeah, this is great. You know, I'm gonna get to see the teacher, the master here, give a sermon, show me how it's done, right? He was enthusiastic to go. So they had to go to this nearby village, and when they got there, Francis stopped at the butcher shop, visited with the butcher for a while. Family came in, they all spent some time in conversation about life and just things in general. And then they left and they visited the cobbler. And the cobbler's family was there, and Francis visited with them, and there was a lot of conversation and just general getting to know each other. And then they left and they visited a woman who was a widow. She had just buried her husband, and St. Francis was speaking with her, and there were tears and prayers and just some time of grief spent together and happiness, I'm sure, thoughts and prayers. And after they left the widow's house, time had moved on. It's after lunch. In the afternoon, St. Francis told the young man, he says, well, it's time to be getting back to the abbey. And the student protested and said, well, we haven't even given a sermon yet. I came to watch you give a sermon. And Francis turned to the student and said, we've been visiting. The people have watched us. They've listened to every word we've spoken. They've responded to us. We've met with their families. Every word, every deed has been a sermon. We've preached all day. What are you talking about? Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Christianity is far more action on Monday than worship on Sunday. Need to hear that again? Christianity is far more action on Monday than worship on Sunday. I love that. There's a good scripture I'm going to end with, and it's Hebrews 4. All right? Hebrews 4, and it starts in verse 14, and I'll try to get through this quickly. Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has gone through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold firmly to the faith we profess. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet was without sin. Let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. How about that? Maybe we should even add to help others in their time of need. The works of faith. It encompasses a lot, but do we have everything in the right priority? And are we allowing God, who, as we talked about last week, who has a set of works in mind for us to get done? He's thought out all the things that we're good at, or that he can make us good at, so we can affect the lives of other people through our faith. It's not just about what you believe in. It's about what you do with the fact that you believe in Jesus. Yeah, that's it. Well, I trust that you've enjoyed and got something out of these messages, and in a couple of weeks, I'm going to take a week off like I did before. We're going to start the last segment of these messages on love, something that I do not profess to be an expert in. No way and no how. But I know who is. Right? So we're going to look at some definitions, just like we did here, and some different virtues of love. And I hope that you'll come back in a couple of weeks and join me again for Ragamuffin Messages of Love, and see how that can impact those around us, whether it's at home or in the world and every step we take. Until then, this is Randy, Ragamuffin Piper. God bless you all. We'll see you real soon. Make it the best day yet in faith. And make your work faith. Wait, make your faith work. Yeah. Be ready and be intentional and share the love. God bless you. See you soon.